And
Because we talked about kids.
yeah, true. But just so you guys know, because you guys are beautiful women. You guys are still like women, right? But men, right? Men see a baddie, we think like I'm gonna get her pregnant. That's what men think when they see a
Hell
baddie.
nah, bro. Nah, man. Nah, bro. That's not true, man. No, that's not true. Welcome back. So we got a new video. This is gonna be a conversation between the game, Jocelyn, and his baby mother, Shanice. They're gonna be focusing on appearance and style in this particular clip. Definitely pay attention because it's gonna be a couple things that I noticed throughout the video. I wanna see if you guys noticed it too. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. But make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe. But let's get straight to it.
Well, I'm happy that you're here, but I have a bone. I have a big bone to pick with you.
Okay.
How did you make me a grandmother before 50?
I
How
knew.
did that happen, Jay?
I knew.
It was 49.
Yeah,
It was
but
before 50,
I
technically.
knew you were in the crunch. You know what I'm saying? And I
In the
wanted to
crunch.
hit you with that so that by the time you're 60 years old, you have a whole like fifth, sixth grader. You don't want to wait, any longer because who knows? We're getting
What?
old.
Well, you made Welly a grandmother at like 38.
She was 38. I did make.
grandma
My
was
mom
38.
was a grandmother at 38.
Oh well,
Mm.
so there it is.
Because I had
Damn.
Shanice so young, but all I know is
Whoa. How? What the
that I
fuck?
didn't know how
38.
to process the
It
information.
happened it happened very quickly.
Yeah,
you know?
like I didn't know how to like process it, right? Like Shaw tells me she's pregnant. Obviously, we have a great private conversation. And I had to sit with it for a little
Yeah.
while because I'm like, I'm gonna be a grandmother.
Yeah.
Like this is weird, Like I know I'm 50.
Well, and you've never been a grandmother yet, so I know you were like, what does that look like for me?
What does that look like? Like what? Well, like first of all, what is she having? What is it gonna look like? What is this gonna be? How is my life gonna change? I thought about Leo. He's a young uncle. I thought about so many things. Then when obviously she told me that you were the dad, I was like, oh shit.
Oh, we in trouble now.
We in trouble now. But I will tell you, I've had people ask me this. They're like, well, how did you feel when you found out that he was the dad? Like how and my initial feeling was I was shocked,
Yeah.
but then I found so much I found so much peace and I know how you love your kids. And I know
Nah,
how
you know he got that bread. That's what it is. You know he got that bread.
He's like, damn, my baby gonna be straight.
Yeah, that's what it really is to most when you take care of his kid. Nah, you know he got that bread.
your kids. And I said to myself, you know what? He's a great dad. He's a great dad. And so I found a lot of comfort in that. And now that we've been doing the family thing for some time, I'm like, I couldn't even see my life without Blaze.
Yeah.
So grateful that you're in our lives because I feel like, you
finna
and I,
cry?
like, well, whenever I need advice, I'm doing something, the podcast, whatever, like, it's been good. Like it flows, We've had a few bumps in the road.
Yeah, for sure.
Shaw's looking like.
I mean, but
I'm
it's,
talking about us.
and
What?
in all transparency, like that's how it should be. Anything that just goes through like smoothly, straight with no bumps, like you can't grow from that. You can't learn anything from that. And if everything's smooth, somebody's hiding something.
You got me.
They're not.
No, that's not true. Sometimes things are smooth because everybody's being transparent. When everybody's being honest, things are going to be smooth. Doesn't mean somebody's hiding something. If I put everything on the table, I'm not hiding anything. But I'm really interested to see if Shanice is going to jump in there into the conversation because it seems like her mom is dominating the conversation right now. And I think Shanice is the one who had Blaze. So this is getting a little weird, but let's continue.
100% of their authentic self. One of my first questions to her was, did you tell your mom? Right? I was like, did you tell your mom? And she was like, well, I'm gonna just wait a little bit, And so I guess she waited a little bit and then she told you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, did you tell your dad? And she was like, no, I'm gonna wait a little bit. But the thing about when she told me, I was shocked a little bit. Like literally, I was shocked. And we got into this, thing. Like I love being a dad, right? Like I absolutely love being a dad. But I was shocked as shit. And I don't think it was the reaction that Sha wanted. So she cried a little bit. And it was uncomfortable for her and for me. I didn't want to make her cry. I just was like, I didn't know what to say because I hadn't had a kid in 14 years.
What
So
you
I
was saying, bro? That man was like, man, no shit. Damn. He was probably saying every profane word you could use, man. For her to start crying, what were you saying?
super shocked. She had never had a kid, so of course she was super shocked. But when she found out, she kind of got to live with it a little bit. You know, like I didn't know as soon as she knew, so she lived with it a little bit, processed it, and then once it got to me, she had already like kind of lived with it a little bit. So I was super shocked. She cried a little bit. I was really um just thrown out to the wayside about that because I didn't want to make her feel like I wasn't excited or I wasn't going to
Supportive.
love the situation because I absolutely love my children. But we got around that, and obviously he's here and he's beautiful and throwing shit across the house. And yeah, he's just a great kid.
All right,
And then
Shanice, jump in there.
for her being
Let Shanice talk,
Blaze's
man.
mom, like, oh my God, like a gift to a child because she's so calm and her reserve is like immaculate.
Yes.
And like
It's
I
like they're talking about
what
Shanice, but they're not talking to Shanice. It's weird. Like she's right there. Like it doesn't even seem like Shanice is in the room right now.
he knocked over coffee, like hot ass coffee. And me, I'd be like, pow pow. And she was just like, it's okay. I swear to God, it was like Cinderella came to that motherfucker with the Swiffer, and she was like, "It's okay, baby," and just swept it up. And I was like, I would have just get a little pop, little no, a little something. But man, she parents with so much grace, and
Yes, she does.
I'm just like ecstatic that you're Blaze's mom because I know that because I'd be wild as fuck. So I know that like as long as he got you guys, as his little army, like he's gonna be straight.
Sorry,
Go
but
ahead.
I feel like you
Let her jump in.
manifested Blaze.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like you were mentioning another child before I got pregnant.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's
Like
weird.
you manifested Blaze. On
Yeah.
our first date, you were talking about a Blaze, not him exactly,
Yeah.
but you were
Mm.
talking about a Blaze. So you agree with that?
I do agree with that. I think that and you
'Cause
know
we talked about kids.
yeah, true. But just so you guys know, because you guys are, beautiful women. You guys are still like women, right? But men, right? Men see a baddie, we think like, I'm gonna get her pregnant. That's what men think when they see a
Hell
baddie.
nah, bro. Nah, man. Nah, bro. That's not true, man. No, that's not true. We're not doing that. Maybe y'all was doing that back in the day. Maybe y'all was doing that back in the 70s and 80s and all that. But we ain't doing that, bro. I don't look at a girl and be like, man, I'm gonna put a baby in that. Man, I can't wait to put a baby in her. No, bro. We look at women and we be like, man, I want to hit that. We ain't sitting there thinking about no kids. Man, them kids.
I swear to God.
That whole thing about guys wanting to have a kid with the women that they see, and that's the first thought that comes to the mind. I don't know what he's talking about. Guys, like, let me know if that's something that y'all have done. I've never done that.
You came to me.
I'm just
Hey,
asking.
I'm just saying when a man really sees a woman that like that he likes and it's a baddie, that be our first thought. Like we be thinking like,
Nah,
man, like
man, it's
I
not
would
the
have a baby
first
by
thought.
that. So yeah,
No.
I'm manifested. I'm manifested.
Gamed.
Yeah, game manifested.
Mm-hmm. So what lessons do you have like from raising your older children that are showing up in how you raise Blaze?
So the thing that I've been finding a little bit different is that I'm slower, like I'm older. I'm like when I had Harlem, I was 23, Justice, I was 27, and in Cali, I was 30. So I was a little bit young and faster, and it's like, I'm obviously 46, right? I'm still
Damn.
in, pretty good shape. And when my son gets to, crawling around, like he down there. So I got to get down there with him. And sometimes these knees don't be kneeing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I think it's a little bit more of a physical challenge. I mean, I'm not on a walker holding a cane, but I'm not, running around as fast as I used to. So that's a challenge to be able to and you guys know, like I'm out every day doing cardio. And most of the, most of it is really
See, when you
just
start
to,
doing all that, when you start, tripping on your words, that's when you know you yapping.
You do.
Come on, game, get to your point, man.
but with this grown boy,
Yeah.
So
Do you feel like so like with me with Blaze, like Blaze gets all the
Here she go
gentle
talking about herself again.
grandparent. Like
yeah,
I'm so gentle with him on a level that like he could do no wrong. I also think that Leo also gets, because I'm a little bit older, I do a little bit more gentle parenting. Do you
yeah,
feel like you're going to be like that with Blaze? Because you know how you say, okay, because we grew up during that time where
yeah.
your mom is going to slap the shit out of you.
Yeah,
She
so
said
me,
we.
I established
Yo, dang,
authority
they are close in
very
age.
young. I think that Blaze
Damn,
is
that's crazy.
15 months. And at this point,
Wow,
there is
that's why
no
they connected
disciplinary
more.
actions. He's a baby. He's trying to figure it out. He picks up things, eats off the floor. Shaw's like, it's gonna make his immune system stronger. And
Dead.
boy, get this lint out your mouth. And she's just like, let him eat it. And yeah, I mean, I believe it. But again, man, she's a great mom. But me, I think that my my authority kicks in around kindergarten, and then from kindergarten to the age of 10 is where I kind of set in stone who's really in charge, right? So that when he is like in the 5th and 6th grade and he's going to the middle school, that like the the fear of upsetting your father is really what a boy needs, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's
Leo
real.
recalled,
That's a
like he
real
know,
thing.
like he can sometimes you gotta be a mom, and you like you're a good mom too, and you a Sag, and you're not no punk, so Leo ain't gonna wild out. But sometimes you try your mom. But
For
if you
sure.
put Carl on the FaceTime, one look, and if he say I'm getting on a plane, Leo gonna be like, huh,
1,000%.
So it's like from
Yeah.
5 to 10 is where I really establish authority with my sons.
I do think Shanice probably is a little shy, so she probably wasn't saying too much because she was shy on camera. I do feel like, if you're shy, you probably shouldn't be on a podcast. Like, just, sit this one out. Everything was cool until he said what he said about the first thing that comes to a guy's mind is, having a kid with the woman. Yeah, he lost me right there. But everything else was pretty cool, whatever he had to say. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you made it this far, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and join my army. We're moving, y'all. We're moving. I'm kind of like Suge Knight in 96, okay? Once you get on death row, you never leave it. All right? Other than that, y'all, I'll see y'all on the next video. I'm out.